Szép jó hajnalt mindenkinek, Thorin vagyok, ez pedig a Vampyr folytatása. Megérkeztünk a negyedbe, ahol végre megtalálhatjuk az ügyet. Ugye? Azt hiszem, de lehet, hogy még mindig nem értünk át a negyedbe.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye, but the gods prove more and more every year. When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. This is my first patrol.
Akkor még nem érkeztünk meg, most érkezünk meg.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Petrescut keresünk valahol itt. Van egy hideout, hasznos. Illetve túl sok fölösleges harcba nem kell bele bonyolódnom. Egy darab út a semmibe. No.
Me?
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Tudunk adni egy egyszerű kis gyógyítás neki. Annyival előrébb vagyunk.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pem?
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Goodbye, young.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
It's all a bloody joke to you, isn't it? Stealing drugs from the sick and suffering. What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Ooh. Migrén. Migráns. Fejfájás. Nos, meglátjuk.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife. Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Eszelős motorosok.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Nem is láttam, hogy azonos családból való.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just failed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Mondjuk azt jól teszed, figyelembe véve, hogy mit és hol csinálunk néha a sötétben.
Do you know Nurse Dot?
Funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. Just a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Kezdem érteni, hogy mi a helyzet. Doktort játszik.
Now
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible...
This stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
A doktorunk nővért játszik itt valahol. Vagy a nővérünk doktort játszik. Mindegy is.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
Ő volt az előzőnk is, ugye? Igen.
A gun,
fejfájásos.
alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye.
Is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Nem vagyunk fellow healerek. Egy mocskos féreg vagy, aki a betegek és szerencsétleneket
The region
szípolyozott.
itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Nem úgy, mint te.
Do you know Nurse Dora?
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine.
Nem tudom melyik az, amelyik leginkább ritka. De például ópiumom nincsen. Sok. De valamennyi azért akad. Ó, el tudunk adni lőszert. Az mondjuk hasznos, mert nem használok puskát. Dispensary Dorothy. Ooh.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Nyüvedne meg az ilyen idióta. Ó, járási tilalom. Oh, hello, Dorothy Crane. Aki állítólag nincs itt.
Nobody at home.
És hát akkor nem lehet bemenni.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Igen jók a füleink ezek szerint.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
No. Iránya. Templom.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Ooh.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Ez a feneketlen vermek trükkje, hogy nem lehet látni a alját.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Potenciális vámpírkák.
Have you heard of a...
Nurse Crane. So the bitch really is a nurse then?
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
És hát az, hogy nem vett be az üzletbe, az elképesztően nagy felháborító akció, ugye?
Right then.
Na lássuk, mit árulsz. Common trigger parts. Tiny good handle parts. Lehet, hogy néhány cuccit hasznos lenne belőle.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't.
I'm not a journalist.
A doctor, you say?
Really? But still...
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking...
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
Ooh.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Egymást szivatják itt a népek.
According to you, physicians are...
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you?
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance.
Have you heard of a...
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her.
Could you please tell me more?
She's a nice girl. Tries...
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Joe, please, I don't have...
Furcsán
Forgive my
viselkedik.
interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father to
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed.
a scientist. You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Ooh.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition.
Mondja a vámpír.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these towns?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pest...
Yeah.
You sent him on some preaching crusade.
That's a true, but
I have heard enough.
Oké. Na, ez úgy néz ki, mint egy újságíró.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this?
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel.
But Dr. Reed, the famous...
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Hát persze.
That's quite honorable. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
És persze néger. Mert mi más lehetnél?
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
That science is unable to explain the facts doesn't mean there is no rational explanation.
I confess, I share your point of view, Doctor.
És azt nem mondhatjuk, hogy hát technikailag vámpírok.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verse.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
No, viszont vannak oldalági történetek. Amiket szeretnék megfigyelni. És nincs olyan messze az a cucc. Például a trinketes cumó. Találjunk dolgokat, ha jól értem. Ó! Agresszív gyilkos állat. Whoa!
I'll send you to hell. Snap it, lady! You'll pay for this, you ugly fucker! Die, beast! I hate leeches. I'll kill you!
Wow! Valami förtelmet fújkál. Very rich blood sample. Oké. Hát ez az, amit nemrég, mint boss-t küzdöttem, azt most mint standard elemet kapom meg. Köszi! De akkor meglettem volna. Hú. Probléma az, hogy Meg tudom inni ezeket a véreket? Ha! Pomp. G. No hát, nem a legjobb vég. De valahova legalább jutottunk. Abszolút vérhiányban futunk. És ha még egy ilyen csoda fölbukkan, akkor biztos nem állok jól. Na, de valahol itt van a cucc, amit keresünk. Zseton. Ha más nem. Felteszem oda, majd fel kell ugranunk. Ó, hello Balta. Jó lenne, ha tudnám, hogy hol van ez a dobozka. A legkisebb kedvem sincs megküzdeni még egy csomó ilyen szörnyeteggel most. Mi azt mondta? Na mindegy. Úgy látom, akkor ezeket a kicsiket muszáj leszek kiiktatni. Na, viszont lehet használni valamennyire vérszívásra. A harcok során. Valamennyire. De azt mondja, hogy följebb kellene lenni annak a dobozos cuccnak. Oh.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. There's a letter inside.
No. Oh, hello. Inkább nem küzdök meg veled fölöslegesen. Overoddal megküzdöttünk, mert muszáj volt. Oké. Ezt most így nem értem.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Hát nyilvánvalóan a Barrett Lewisnak. Mert nem egy szemétláda vagyok. Annyira. No.
This week, Joe. Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be... Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets, is it?
I want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. and I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Nie. Vampyr szagot érzek ebbe a feladatba.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
You again?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Nincs olyan messze, akkor menjünk, nézzük el ezt a cuccot.
You look so pale, my lord. Don't be shy, handsome.
Ouch.
What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the...
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of...
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to lying.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spread...
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Valóban van benne valami. No, lássuk a másikat.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Van benne valami. Átlagosan. No. Tudunk valahova jutni is ezekkel a dumákkal.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Van benne valami.
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't...
I have no interest in your work.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few...
I'm sure you could have found another...
And when exactly was the last time you looked for a job? or worried about the rent or what or when.
Legutóbb 3 másodperce voltam Vampyr és kaptam egy új
Goodbye,
munkát.
miss.
Mert egy játékhőse vagyok. Így kihívások nélkül dolgozom.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Hello.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being rude, does it? Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well.
Gyanús, gyanús, gyanús.
It's locked, all right.
És akkor hogy juthatnék be oda? Úgy látom, vagy innen, vagy... Hát ezek szerint az egészet kerülhetjük meg. Na jó, még gyorsan megnézzük, ha minden igaz, ha nem jutunk vele semmire. Nem teljesen népelmélyű az a atya. Ez miért jó nekem, hogy ide föl tudok jutni.
You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your lady.
Ho ho ho! De jó! De jó! Lehet. Nem, a harc része továbbra sem jó. Sajnos iszonyatosan erőlteti. Ez egy jó harc lenne. No mindegy. Dumcsizzunk ezzel.
Good evening, sir.
Please be my guest, although I may not be the best informed.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
No, van-e betegséged? Van, de arra nincs eszközünk.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
Van benne valami.
If you say so.
Ha kellően szocialisták vagyunk.
But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Blah, blah, blah.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
My mother loved poetry. Perhaps your words would have touched her sensitive nature. I only see a dreadful disease.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Szerencsére nem vagyunk
If some misfortune
nyakharapók.
came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercolt, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Ouch.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives, how she survives, whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Ouch.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercolt.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
És ebben még igaza is van valószínű.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Ó, kis komcsi.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
No.
This is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Folytatjuk legközelebb a kis politikai és egészségügyi összeesküvésünket.